November 23, 1942. 25-year-old Poon Lim is working as a steward aboard the SS Ben Lomond, a British cargo ship crossing the South Atlantic. It's his second year with the Merchant Navy, and he's just trying to make it through the war alive. That morning, the ocean is calm, the sky is clear, everything seems normal. Then, without warning, 2 German torpedoes slam into the ship. The explosions are deafening. Fire erupts across the deck. Metal tears like paper. Lim grabs his life jacket and runs toward his emergency station, but he's too late. The ship is sinking fast. 2 minutes, that's all they have. As Lim reaches the deck, he sees other crew members struggling to launch a lifeboat.
He runs toward them, but before he can climb aboard, a massive wave sweeps across the tilting deck and throws him overboard. The freezing water hits him like a wall. He sinks down into the darkness as the ship disappears above him. His lungs are screaming, his legs are kicking, and somehow he breaks the surface. Gasping for air, Lim clings to a wooden plank floating nearby. That's when he sees it, the German U-boat that just destroyed his ship, surfacing right in front of him. For a moment, Lim thinks they might rescue him. Instead, the crew laughs, they wave, and they sail away, leaving him alone in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
For 2 hours, Lim floats in the freezing water, waiting to die. His arms are numb, his body is shutting down. Then, through the waves, he sees it, a wooden life raft bobbing in the distance. With the last of his strength, he kicks toward it and pulls himself aboard. He's alive. Barely. The raft is tiny, just 8 feet across. No motor, no sail, no oars. He checks what supplies are on board. A tin of biscuits, some chocolate, a few sugar cubes, a jug of water, maybe enough for a week if he's careful, and a flashlight with some flares. That's it. But then, in the distance, Lim sees something that gives him hope. Another raft, with 4 or 5 survivors waving at him. He waves back, shouting, trying to paddle toward them. But his raft has no oars. The current is too strong. Slowly, agonizingly, they drift further and further apart. Within an hour, they're gone. Just a dot on the horizon. And then, nothing. Poon Lim is completely alone, in the middle of the South Atlantic, with no rescue coming, no land in sight, and no way to steer. The ocean will decide his fate now. Days turn into weeks. Lim rations his food and water as carefully as he can, but he knows it won't last, so he starts to adapt. He pulls apart a rope to make a fishing line. He smashes biscuits into paste for bait. He bends a tiny spring from his flashlight into a hook, and he catches his first fish. It's small, but it's food. Then he gets smarter. He pries a nail from his raft and bends it into a bigger, stronger hook. He uses the small fish as bait to catch larger ones. He learns to gut them with a knife he fashioned from a tin can. But fish aren't enough. Seagulls start swooping down, stealing his catches. So Lim becomes a hunter. He waits patiently, then grabs the birds mid-flight, snapping their necks. He soaks them in seawater, then dries the meat into jerky under the brutal sun. His clothes are falling apart, so he makes a skirt from an old burlap sack. He builds a canopy from wooden poles and canvas to shield himself from the sun and collect rainwater when storms roll through. Every day is a battle. The sun burns his skin until it splits open. Storms toss his raft like a toy. Salt water stings his wounds and cracks his lips. But Lim refuses to give up. Then, one day, he sees something in the water. Dark shapes, circling. Sharks. And Lim makes a decision that will either save his life or end it. He's going to hunt one.
Using bird guts as bait, Lim drops his line into the water. He wraps canvas around his hands for protection. He waits. Then he feels it, a powerful tug. He's hooked a shark. The line goes taut as the beast thrashes beneath the surface, pulling with terrifying strength. Lim grips the line with everything he has, his hands burning, his arms shaking. Slowly, inch by inch, he hauls the shark up onto his tiny raft. But the fight isn't over. The moment the shark hits the deck, it goes wild, snapping its jaws. Thrashing violently, coming straight for him. Lim grabs the only weapon he can find, a metal water jug, and starts beating the shark. Over and over. It keeps snapping, keeps fighting, but Lim doesn't stop. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, the shark stops moving. Lim collapses, exhausted, but he's won, and now he has food. He slices open the shark's body and drinks the blood from its liver. It's disgusting, but it keeps him alive. He cuts the fins into strips and dries them in the sun. Nothing goes to waste. Every part of that shark is a gift from the ocean, and Poon Lim is going to survive. Weeks turn into months. Lim tracks the days by tying knots in a rope, but eventually he stops counting. Time loses all meaning. He starts counting full moons instead. To keep from going insane, he talks to himself, sings songs, creates routines, anything to keep his mind from shattering. 3 times rescue almost comes. A freighter passes nearby but sails on. A U.S. Navy plane spots him and drops a buoy, but a storm sweeps it away before he can reach it. Ships pass close enough that he can shout to them in perfect English, but they keep going.
Some sailors look right at him and turn away. Lim thinks he knows why. He's an Asian man in the middle of a war. They probably think he's Japanese, an enemy. Or maybe they think he's bait, a trap set by German U-boats to lure them in. Either way, they leave him, and the ocean keeps him. By April 1943, Lim has been at sea for over 4 months. He's lost 20 pounds. His body is covered in sores and burns. But then, something changes. The water. It's getting lighter, shallower. He's drifting toward land.
April 5th, 1943. 3 Brazilian fishermen spot something strange floating in the water. A man, barely alive, on a tiny wooden raft. They pull him aboard. After 133 days at sea, Poon Lim's nightmare is over. He's so weak he can barely stand, but he's alive. The fishermen care for him, feeding him and nursing him back to health. 3 days later, when they reach land in Brazil, Lim walks off the boat himself. His story spreads like wildfire. King George VI awards him the British Empire Medal. The Royal Navy studies his survival techniques and adds them to training manuals. He becomes a legend. But when someone tells him he holds the world record for surviving the longest alone at sea, Lim doesn't smile. He doesn't celebrate. He simply says, "I hope no one will ever have to break that record." Poon Lim eventually moved to the United States, became a citizen, got married, and raised 4 children. He lived a long, peaceful life, passing away in 1991 at age 72. But his record? It still stands. Over 80 years later, no one has survived longer alone at sea. And if Poon Lim had his way, no one ever will. The past is full of incredible stories that deserve to be told. At Veil of History, we uncover them all. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you never miss another untold chapter from history, because the greatest stories are the ones hidden in the shadows.